Okay, so let's real quickly kind of go through one or two of the concepts that are going on here so that you can use this in your own playing and kind of come up with your own ideas. Now, the main concept that's going on here is letting multiple notes ring out. And again, it's kind of like a banjo thing, but it's that dissonance, those moments of dissonance that really, I think, sound great. Obviously, Phil does too. I just think, you know, you could have notes ringing out like a chord or something like that. Right? And it sounds fine, but when you start having dissonance where, so say in this idea, at this point where it goes up to, right there, right? So that, what sounds so cool about that is you have this interval ringing out, which is a fourth. Right, that's a pretty common chord kind of thing. But then you have this interval, which those notes are a scale tone away, right? So it sounds pretty dissonant. The only thing more dissonant than that is a half step, a semitone away. So, you know, that's the only thing that could have been a little more dissonant. So if he went, that would have been kind of cool. I like that kind of dissonance. So if he did something like, right? That's pretty cool. So, but the way he does it, it's really stays in kind of key without getting too far out. Now, that's one way of making it your own thing. Take an idea like this and experiment with those notes. Change them to different notes and see what they sound like when they all ring out. And if you really want to go for heavy dissonance, again, go with that kind of half-step approach. Now, what you can do is, you know, let's say we're in A minor pentatonic or something, and, you know, you just have... right? Instead of running single note licks, or in between running single note licks, you can throw in, you know, double stops. But the traditional double stops are something like this. Right? You got something like that. But if you start throwing on double stops that are one note or something like that away, and this is all in the pentatonic scale, right? You can get a pretty cool little thing going on. So you have... right? And that was just slow and with no feeling to it, because I have no feeling. But you see what's going on. I'm just doing the pentatonic scale. Right? That's just walking up the pentatonic scale. A minor pentatonic. But you see how it kind of really throws in some dissonance. It breaks up that single note line kind of thing. It's a really cool concept, and the way he walks this up is really great. Now, the other thing I want to show you is how you can, instead of just learning this, you can do other things, you know, throw in your own lines. Well, Phil, I'll put a link below, too, to this. Phil does this thing where in a fretted Americana video, he does this same lick while just kind of improvising on a cleaner tone kind of thing. And he doesn't do the complete lick. He does something different. So as he goes up, he goes to this. And then he stops on that dissonance. Instead of going up this whole lick where he went, you know, instead of going up there, he just stops there. And then he does this kind of country banjo thing down. Something like that. And so what he's doing there is after this lick, when he gets to that part where he's about to do these chromatic notes, instead he just lands on that dissonance, which is, again, that half step apart, which is as dissonant as you can get. So it's the minor third to the major third. And he's playing those together. So that's the 12th fret of the G string to the 9th fret of the B string. And then he does this thing where he keeps those two notes. He goes 12th fret G string to 9th fret of the B string to the open string on the E string. Then he moves that same shape down with the pinky on the 6th fret of the G string to the first finger on the 3rd fret of the B string and an open string E string. So it's... And then he does this where it's the pentatonic with the flat 5. You have the 3rd fret of the G string and then an open B and E string. So you have... Then he just walks down a E minor pentatonic scale. Right? Then he goes into some other stuff. But that's a cool way of, you learn a lick one way, but there's multiple ways of either going up or down or doing other things. So I hope you guys enjoyed that lesson. Like I said, we're going to do a bunch more lessons with Phil and some other artists and everything, so I hope you stick around for that. I want to thank Phil for taking so much time out and being such an amazing guy as far as just all the information he was so willing to offer up. And I had a great time. I mean, you can tell in some of the interview stuff that we're going to have coming up in the coming weeks. We were laughing, had a great time. I mean, it was very comfortable, very easy. There was no ego, which by all means, this guy, if anybody, should have it. I mean, he's played with, Bon Jovi, Aldo Nova. He's played with a bunch of the American Idol people. He's called for sessions all the time. I mean, the guy's working like crazy, and by all means, he is what a rock star should be as far as having fun and just being a great musician. So with that said, again, thank you so much, Phil, for doing all this, and I hope you guys liked it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask us. Any questions you give me, I will pass along to Phil, and we have a whole bunch more coming up in the future. I hope you guys stick around for that. Go over to guitarbreakdown.com. The website will be up soon. I keep saying that, but as I said with this, it will eventually happen. Please comment, subscribe, like, and all that kind of stuff. Please spread the word with your friends, Facebook and all that kind of stuff, because we've got a lot more of these kind of things coming up, and we really want to build an audience with this. And again, on guitarbreakdown.com, we've had questions about how to support us and all that kind of stuff. We have a donation button up there. We really appreciate everybody that's donated so far. We've gotten a lot of donations, and honestly, it's amazing. And I thank you so much for that support. And again, we're keeping track of those donations. We are going to offer some pretty cool stuff eventually when we figure it out to the people that have donated, and it's going to be kind of an exclusive thing. So thank you again for that. Thank you, Phil. Thank you for Gibson for making this awesome guitar. I just love it. Plays great, sounds great. I haven't worked out the tone perfectly, but to me, it's awesome. So thank you for that, special people. Also, I wanted to mention real quick that I am on my pedal board using a Wampler Euphoria pedal. It's an awesome pedal. I've had it for about 2 months now, and I'm just starting to get acquainted with it as far as working it in with my other pedals. But I love it. It's an inspiring pedal. I love the frequencies, the level of distortion that you can get, and how it really stays true to your guitar and everything else. It doesn't really muck with the sound, and it just has a really great feel to it. So I'm really looking forward to doing a review on it here in the near future. I hope you stick around for that. And check out wampler.com. They got a lot of great pedals. There's a bunch more that I'm looking forward to trying out. I actually want to get a hold of Tom Quayle's new pedal. It just looks and sounds so great. So check those guys out, and I will see you on the next lesson. Again, stick around. We got a bunch more Phil stuff coming up in the coming weeks, and if you guys like this, I think you'll really enjoy those lessons. So thanks again, and I will see you on the next one.
Hey man, it's Phil X, and thanks for stopping by guitarbreakdown.com. Yeah!